Your man, Louie T. Welcome to this Louie T Network exclusives, winners and losers, money picks of the week number 8 edition. I'm desperate over here, man. And so I got my sideshow Bob, haircut and look going right now. Yet to get my hair done. Looks like I got dreads going on here. But the truth of the matter is, I'm hoping that this brings me some sort of luck. I'm willing to try anything at this point. Your man is struggling over here. Now, with that said, it's not as bad as it could have been. Had last week ended up being good for one or two people that were out in front, this could have been a disastrous situation for the kid. But because everybody struggled last week, I'm still hanging around. And if I ever figure it out, that bodes well for me, and it's a bad omen for a lot of you. But man, I'm struggling, man. I need a week, man. I just need 1 week. Just need 1 week. Maybe this is the one. Let's go through these games real quick and see if we can't find a way to go, 12-4, 13-3, something respectable. We got 16. This is weird. The NFL is doing this. So last week we had 13 games. And generally, once the buys start, they don't stop until they're all done. The only week that there are no buys while buys are taking place, rather, is Thanksgiving weekend. And so you get all 16 games on the slate. You get all 32 teams playing in week 12 for Thanksgiving weekend. But to have everybody playing in week number 8 is weird after the buys have already started. Maybe the extra week has allowed them to have weeks like this where everybody's playing, but it's just, again, a little weird to me. Not used to seeing this, but I'm not complaining. I just need to make sure that I take advantage of 16 games on the slate. That said, I already got Thursday in the bank. That feels good. Let's get to Sunday's action. Jets at the Giants. Again, this is a home game for both teams. Just one has to be in the visitor locker room where they're not used to being, but Sauce Gardner's back. DJ Reed is back. Daniel Jones is out, which is actually a good thing probably for the Giants, but the Giants offense still stinks, no matter who's under center, and that Jets defense is for real. And with them getting their 2 starting corners back, I think they're going to have a feast at the hands of the Giants. I don't expect it to be a high-scoring game, but I expect the Jets to do the things that they've done prior to the bye, find enough plays to be made on offense in conjunction with the defense that's dominant, and they get the victory. Give me the Jets to take care of business in the Battle of New Jersey to start off my Sunday action. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. This is one of those tough games I thought long and hard about. Skipped over it, came back to it. One of the biggest mistakes I made in week number 7, and I told you guys as I was making the mistake, and I didn't double back and make any adjustments or changes. I sat in my mistake. And that was a mistake. I picked too many road teams. I'm never comfortable when I've got an inordinate amount of road teams selected because road teams in this league generally don't fare well. Only the strong survive on the road. And so I had too many roadies last week, and I paid for it. So with that said, I'm armed with an overcorrection methodology this week, which usually backfires. But in this particular case, I want to find out just how real Jacksonville is. They're capable of beating the Steelers. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if they did beat the Steelers. It's just something tells me I got to stop betting against Mike Tomlin. I think there are 2 games over 500. That might be too much, and this might be them getting brought back down to earth. And, because Tomlin's going to finish at or above 500. We know that. But I don't know if I can see the Steelers at 5-2. The Jags are at 5-2. And I know that defense is really good in Pittsburgh. And I'm looking at Jacksonville and I'm saying, I don't know. You're a little shaky against New Orleans in that second half. I want to believe 10 days off. Trevor Lawrence should be healthier. You should be fine. I'm taking the Steelers. They're at home. I love that defense. I think they can rattle the cage of Trevor Lawrence, force a couple turnovers, and find a way to win. Give me the Steelers. I may regret that one, but that's what my gut says. Eagles, Commanders, I'm saving that prediction for my channel, for my CNN video that will be released on Saturday morning. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Rams at the Cowboys. Cowboys coming off of a bye week. Big win before the bye. It really means nothing to me. This is more about the Rams than it is the Cowboys. I think that Cowboys defense is very aggressive, fast, and ferocious up front. And I think that is going to cause all kinds of problems for Matthew Stafford. When you rattle Matthew Stafford, you force him into mistakes. If they can't run the football, which I don't think they're going to be able to do with much success, you're going to have to put the onus on Matthew Stafford. We saw what happened when they played the Eagles and they couldn't really run the football all that well, and Stafford had to make throws. He just wasn't able to do it consistently. I don't like the Rams in this spot. I'll take the Cowboys at home to make it 5-2 on the season. Minnesota at Green Bay, NFC North family business. You know how the family do it, and if you don't, then you probably should stay out of this family business. I'll just tell you this much. Everybody's high on Minnesota because of the big win on Monday Night Football. They're due for a letdown. And that's how this league works. You're up one week, you're down the next. Everyone's telling you, hey, look at your schedule. You started slow, but you got a chance to get hot. And Green Bay stinks. Go there and win. Like it's that simple. And this is my last stand with Green Bay. I should be off of them right now. They've screwed me so many times this year, including last week. I should be done with them. But I watched this same Vikings team struggle with the Chicago Bears on the road a couple of weeks ago, and I did not forget that. And now they're going on the road to Green Bay, a place that, usually isn't too kind to Minnesota, but that was with Aaron Rodgers. Without him, I'd like to think that Minnesota has a great opportunity to go in there and continue this win streak that they're on and see if they can't get back to 500 on the season. That said, Green Bay's due for a dub. They've been struggling here. They've been finding ways to lose. This seems like the perfect game for them to find a way to win instead of finding a way to lose. Keep it close and wait for the mistake to happen, pounce on it, and take advantage and win the game. That's what I got Green Bay doing. Give me the Packers. If they don't win this game, there won't be too many more times that I'll be selecting them this season. They got to find a way to win this football game. Atlanta at Tennessee. This week is going to feature some dope-ass jerseys. And we've had this kind of situation multiple times throughout the season. I think it was 2 weeks ago I was impressed with the jerseys that were out. A lot of good combinations. Like the Buccaneers had on their creamsicles a couple weeks ago. The Giants had on their white throwbacks. And there was so many good looks a couple of weeks ago. This is the same case in week number 8. The Oilers throwbacks are being brought out by the Titans, and my God, they are delicious, delicioso. It's just like when the Eagles bust out the Kelly Greens last week. It's hard to lose at home when you looking that damn crispy, man. But the Titans are gonna do that. They're gonna look so crispy and lose in front of the home crowd because they're starting Will Levis, and you gotta take your lumps when you're starting a young boy, right? And as much as I agree with this decision, and I don't think they should be spooked at all if he doesn't play well, you got to see what this kid can do. Because if he can't play, you got to go in a different direction. And whether it's Malik Willis or it's Will Levis, you got to find out about both of these dudes. And I think they're making the right decision by going to Will Levis. Let's see what the kid can do. If he's impressed you enough in practice, if you're confident that he can do the little things that allow him to at least run a fluid NFL offense, get in and out of the huddle, understand where the pressure is coming from, that sort of thing. Get him out there and let's see what he can do. That said, Falcons have been a solid defensive team this year. I expect the Titans to struggle on offense with Will Levis, running the show. Falcons haven't been that great on offense, but they can be good enough. The Titans are sellers right now. I think there's a lot going on in Tennessee. A lot of guys with uncertain futures that could be traded before the trade deadline. They know that, and I think that's looming in their minds. I'll take Atlanta on the road to get it done. Again, not comfortable picking a roadie there, especially with the crispy Oiler throwbacks on. However, give me the Atlanta Falcons. Patriots at the Dolphins. AFC East family business. If these two teams say they ain't did it, then they ain't did it. But if they did, but that's AFC East family business. Dolphins need a bounce back. The Patriots look like a mark. Now, I will say, the Patriots, family business. You know how that goes. They played these Dolphins tough the first time around at home in Foxborough on a Sunday night. Only lost by a touchdown. The Dolphins haven't been as sharp the last 3 weeks. Wasn't overly impressed with their performance against the Giants. Of course, they got it done. They got it done against Carolina, but they were down 14-0 in that game before rallying and scoring 35 unanswered points. And then, of course, they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. So they haven't been all that impressive. Are they vulnerable right now? Maybe. Still doesn't mean that I think New England's going to beat them. I'll take the Dolphins to bounce back in week number 8 and get back to their winning ways and improve to 6-2 and stay in sole possession of first place in front of the 5-3 Buffalo Bills. Give me the Dolphins at home to take care of the Patriots. New Orleans Saints at the Indianapolis Colts. Another tough coin flip game that I skipped and had to come back to. Indianapolis is an enigma right now. So are the New Orleans Saints. The Colts are scoring a lot more points than I thought they would ever score this season. They're scoring points, and again, maybe that's a byproduct of Shane Steichen. I think they miss him in Philadelphia. He's scoring a bunch of points, and it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. It's Gardner Minshew turning it over 5 times, or it was a rookie Anthony Richardson. They were scoring points, and they continue to score points. The Saints have struggled to score points. Their defense has been a bit of a disappointment this season. And with all that said, I told you that Gardner Minshew is Gardner Minshew. And once that turnover lid was popped, the turnovers don't stop. Last week, he had 3 lost fumbles and an interception thrown after no turnovers in his first 2 games. The third game was the charm. Opened the lid. Last week, it got messy. I think it could get messy again. I shouldn't trust the Saints on the road. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I know that these guys are suspect as hell. And in situations like this, just take the home team and don't ask any questions. That's usually my formula for success. But I'm going against the grain here. Give me the New Orleans Saints on the road. I just don't trust Gardner Minshew. If you're forcing me to choose, give me Derek Carr. I think they may have found something at the end of that Jaguars game on Thursday Night Football. That could just be me being optimistic that they're going to find a way to go there and win. But that's what I'm telling myself. That's what's going to allow me to sleep good at night. Give me the Saints on the road over the Colts. Houston Texans at the Carolina Panthers. A matchup featuring the number 1 and 2 overall selections in the 2023 NFL Draft. Bryce Young, coming off the bye, has looked abysmal this season at times. He hasn't always looked bad, but he hasn't looked anywhere near as good as C.J. Stroud, and that Texans team has been playing with confidence. And at times, they look like a damn good football team. At other times, they look their age. It's a young team, first-year head coach, rookie quarterback, a lot of moving parts. They're coming off of a bye. Both teams actually are coming off of a bye week. Here's my rationale. Hear me out. Carolina's not going 0-16 this year. They're not. They're going to beat somebody. And usually how this works is if you're going to beat somebody and you're a really bad team and 0-16's on the table, you're going to beat somebody in the division. That's usually how it goes. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone here and I'm going to make a play. And I tried this last week with the Chargers. I fell flat on my face. The difference was the Chargers were on the road. The Panthers are at home. They're going to beat somebody. It might as well be the Houston Texans. This is very faulty logic because the Texans have played good football. They're really good defensively. And these are the types of teams that have given Bryce Young problems. I don't care. I don't care. Give me the Panthers. I don't care. I'm hoping to get that upset and find a way to start my comeback. So give me the Panthers on the road. I'm probably going to regret that. Or it's Panthers at home, excuse me. I'm probably going to regret that, but I'm going with that theme of home teams, man. Seattle at home hosting the Cleveland Browns. Speaking of home teams, The Browns are going to be featuring P.J. Walker yet again. And you know what's crazy is P.J. Walker is 2-0 in his last 2 starts, but he's been horrible. Horrible. The run game has carried him, the defense has carried him, and even special teams has chipped in. Our old buddy, Dustin Hopkins, a.k.a. D-Hop, is kicking the shit out of the football. He kicked a 56-yard field goal last week. I said, you never kicked a... Well, I shouldn't say never. I think he had like a 55 or 54-yarder for us in Washington at one point. But he never made 50-plus yard field goals, it felt like. He's on a streak now where he's made like 6 straight 50-plus yard field goals. He's kicking the hell out of the football. And the Browns are playing exceptional special teams and defense. And the offense is just doing enough to find ways to win. I think that runs out on the road against Seattle. Now, Seattle has not looked good offensively the last 4 weeks, going all the way back to before their bye against the Giants. They weren't good offensively that night. The defense carried them against the Giants. You come off the bye. You take on Arizona, or you take on Cincinnati, You struggle in the red zone. You lose that football game. You then go home and you play Arizona, and you struggle against them on offense too. You do just enough to win that game 20-10. There's no DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett may be out of this game. I'm nervous about this. But give me the Seattle Seahawks. I still don't trust Cleveland with P.J. Walker. That defense is so good, it may be able to lead them to a victory on the road for the second consecutive week. But this ain't Indianapolis you're playing. This is Geno Smith. And I think they even got, their running back might be out of this game as well. Kenneth Walker, the third. So I'm really rolling the dice here. If there's no Walker and there's no Lockett to go along with no DK Metcalf, who the hell is going to score for you? Let them figure it out. Just give me Seattle. I trust them at home. Let's see if they can get it done. Cincinnati at San Francisco. Brock Purdy was in the concussion protocol earlier in the week. He got out of it. He's fine. He's going to play. The same can't be said for Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. I think they're going to miss their second consecutive game, which worries me because a lot of the physicality that we're accustomed to seeing with this team goes out the window when those two guys aren't in the lineup. That said, Cincinnati is struggling to score against good defenses. The 49ers aren't just a good defense. They're an elite unit. And so I can't see the Bengals just coming off the bye and flipping the switch on the road. Now, I will say their best performance to date this season came on the road against an NFC West opponent, but it was Arizona. Do it again. I'm challenging you, Cincinnati. Do it again. I don't think you can. I don't think you will. Give me San Francisco at home to protect the house. I would not be shocked if Cincinnati beat them, but they're going to have to prove it to me because they haven't been scoring points this year. I think San Francisco's defense is good enough to get it done at home. Chiefs at the Broncos. That's a no-brainer. AFC West family business. You know how the family do it, and I know how the Chiefs do it. Give me the Chiefs to take out the Broncos. It might be a little bit closer, just like the first meeting wasn't that big blowout people were looking for. I expect this to be a close game as well, but I expect the Chiefs to find a way to win. Baltimore at Arizona. Not going to waste a lot of your time. Kyler Murray, however, and I failed to mention this when I talked about the Dolphins, but Jalen Ramsey is scheduled to play and make his Dolphins debut, which is, it seems a bit early for a guy that, had, what was it, meniscus surgery? Seems a bit early for him to be back, but he talked about how good the rehab was going, and he thought he would be back in December. It's not even November yet, and he's back, which is just crazy how fast he got back. But looking forward to seeing what that defense looks like with him in the lineup. But Arizona may have Kyler Murray back this week. They opened up his 21-day window. He was a full participant in practice for much of the week. He could play this week. He could start. I don't know. I don't even know if it makes a difference or not. It has to. But it doesn't matter. I'm taking Baltimore regardless of the fact. Give me the Ravens on the road. Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Chargers. This game stinks, man. Two two-win teams. Neither of them look very confident or competent at times. The Bears got a big win with Tyson Bagent at quarterback. Looks like he's going to get his second consecutive start. We'll see what happens with the Chargers. They seem to be tail spinning right now, and it seems like this is going to be a clean house situation, including GM Tom Telesco potentially being on the hook as well. Definitely head coach Brandon Staley is coaching for his life right now, and they just don't seem like a confident bunch. So as much as I want to say, just go with the home team, I'm going to go with the home team. Give me the Chargers in this game. The Bears are going to have to prove that last week wasn't a fluke against an AFC West team that they were able to beat the brakes off of. But that was at home. This one is not. We'll see if the results are any different. And finally, Monday Night Football, Raiders hosting or at the Detroit Lions. Lions got their brains bashed in last week. So I think there's a bit of, hey, let's get back on track. They're going to be wearing some dope throwback kind of uniforms, like an alternate uniform, kind of like the Greyhound look, all gray with the little lion looking like the Greyhound bus logo with the clean, sleek, all blue helmet. That's going to be interesting. Like I said, a number of really nice looking jerseys. I think theirs may fall into that category when it's all said and done. But that's all cosmetic. The action is on the field, and they're going to kick the Raiders' ass. They're pissed off. They're looking to get a little bit of get back from, the ass thrashing that took place last week at the hands of the Ravens. Somebody's got to pay for it, and unfortunately, I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo's back. I don't think it matters. Somebody's got to pay, and I think it's going to be the Raiders. Give me the Lions to cap off my week number 8 money picks of the week. So, in recapping, Jets, Steelers, Dallas, Packers, Falcons, Dolphins, Saints, Panthers, Seahawks, Niners, Chiefs, Ravens, Chargers, Lions for the win. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T. Thank you for joining me. All right, football gods, let me have it. I'm due. I'm up to bat. Time for a home run. Let's swing for the fences. I'm ready. Bart Scott. Can't wait. Enjoy the festivities. You know where to find me where it's all said and done. Have a good one. See you next time.